Hare Krishna, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In May of 1977, when Srila Prabhupada's health was declining, Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples to prepare for the worst. And Prabhupada asked all the GBCs to come to Vrindavan. He wanted them to ask for any directions they needed for the future after his disappearance. Accordingly, on May 28th, 18 out of the 23 GBCs assembled in Vrindavan, and after discussing about the matter, they drew up 5 questions to ask Srila Prabhupada. Question number 1. How long should GBC members remain in office? Question number 2. How can GBC members who leave be replaced? Question number 3. In the absence of Srila Prabhupada, what is the procedure for first, second, and sannyasa initiations? Question number 4. What is the relationship of the person who gives this initiation to the person he gives it to? And the last question, question number 5. Is there any provision for publication of other translations of Vaishnava scriptures by the BBT after the departure of Srila Prabhupada? Now, in response to question 3, Srila Prabhupada said that he would appoint officiating acharyas or Ritviks to conduct initiations for the future, particularly when he was no longer with us. Srila Prabhupada's response to question 4 about the relationship between the devotee receiving the initiation and the person who is giving the initiation was also clear that the devotee would be Srila Prabhupada's disciple. If you want, you can please watch our detailed analysis of the May 28th GBC meeting with Srila Prabhupada to understand this. Now, the GBC, after the above meeting, recorded in their minutes thus: for the purpose of recording information, Srila Prabhupada's answers to the above questions are given as follows. Number 1. GBC members shall remain permanently. If a member leaves, the GBC can appoint new members. Point number 2. Srila Prabhupada said he will appoint several devotees who shall perform initiation in the future, even after his disappearance. The disciples they accept shall be their disciples, and Srila Prabhupada will be their grand spiritual master. Of course, having understood the May 28th GBC meeting, it is very clear that the GBC has recorded Srila Prabhupada's answer wrongly here. Srila Prabhupada, as all of you must know by now, did not say that he will be the grand spiritual master, nor did he say he will appoint diksha gurus. He said he will appoint Ritviks or officiating acharyas. This resolution of the GBC on May 28th, interestingly, does not mention the designation. It doesn't say whether they will be Ritviks or officiating acharyas or even diksha gurus. It just says that Srila Prabhupada said he will appoint several devotees who shall perform initiation in the future. And this resolution was signed by all the 18 GBCs out of the 23 GBCs who were present for the meeting at that time. Although this resolution is inaccurate and it does not reflect what Srila Prabhupada actually said, let us, for argument's sake, take this resolution as correct. Then, as per this resolution, Srila Prabhupada was to appoint the devotees who would perform initiations even after his disappearance, and the disciples would be theirs. So the question is, where is the appointment by Srila Prabhupada of devotees who would perform initiations of their own disciples? Of course, in March 1978, the GBC passed resolution number 16, where they said, the GBC will consider each year at Gaur Purnima the appointment of new spiritual masters to be approved by a 3/4 vote. However, for 1978, no new spiritual masters shall be appointed other than the 11 selected by Srila Prabhupada. So, In March 1978, the GBC declared two things. Number one, that Srila Prabhupada selected 11 devotees to be Diksha Guru. And number two, that the GBC had the authority to appoint more Diksha Gurus. It is interesting to note that on May 28, the GBC were very keen to know how GBC members will be appointed in Srila Prabhupada's absence. But they did not ask how the devotees who give initiations will be appointed in his absence. So in fact, both these assertions in the resolution number 16 of March 1978, that Srila Prabhupada selected 11 devotees to act as Diksha Gurus and that the GBC had the authority to appoint more, were both wrong. The GBC accepted this mistake in their resolution number 403 of 1999, where they said, unfortunately, shortly after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, the GBC body allowed for an unauthorized zonal acharya system to evolve in ISKCON, elevating 11 exclusive successor Diksha Gurus. So, in this resolution, 21 years later, the GBC accepted that they elevated 11 devotees to become successor Diksha Gurus, not Srila Prabhupada. And in resolution number 409 of the year 2004, the GBC said, when the GBC allows a devotee to take up the service of initiating, it does not thereby endorse him as an Uttamadhikari or pure devotee or certify his having achieved any specific state of realization. Rather, the GBC indicates that it has no objection to his initiating disciples within ISKCON. In this resolution, the GBC continued to assert that it has the authority to allow devotees to become Diksha Gurus. So the GBC felt they needed Srila Prabhupada's order to be able to appoint new GBCs, but they feel that they don't need Srila Prabhupada's order to be able to allow devotees to become Diksha Gurus. And the position of a Diksha Guru is much higher than that of a GBC. So to appoint a GBC, they need Prabhupada's order. To appoint a Diksha Guru, they don't need. So we can see that the GBC recorded in their minutes of their May 28, 1977 meeting with Srila Prabhupada that he would appoint several devotees to give initiations, but they don't have any such appointment order from Srila Prabhupada. Neither did they record that Srila Prabhupada authorized the GBC to appoint or give no objection to Diksha Gurus in ISKCON. So even going by their own erroneous minutes of May 28, 1977 meeting with Srila Prabhupada, the current Diksha Guru system in ISKCON is not authorized, nor does the GBC have the authority to give no objection to anyone to become Diksha Guru. The reality, as we all know, is that Srila Prabhupada said on May 28, 1977 that he would appoint Ritviks and that the disciples would be his. And that order did come on July 9, 1977. So, the only valid system of initiations in ISKCON is the Ritvik system, and the disciples will all belong to Srila Prabhupada, not to the Ritviks, as per the July 9th order. Hare Krishna, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.